KILR. Killer Games.
Hello gamers, simmers, and pilots, and welcome to my tour around the world featuring Microsoft Flight Simulator 2000. And what do we got going on today? Well, let's go over that. Here's our trusty SubLogic map. We're right here at Waterloo Municipal, and we are going to be flying east and going right here to Dubuque Municipal, which is right along the Mississippi River. So last time that we were close to the Mississippi River, it was pretty big. And I'm sure that's how the river really is. I've never actually seen it. I've crossed over it because I've driven to Ohio from the west. So I've definitely crossed over it, but I've actually, taking a look at it, not something that I've done, but I don't know how many opportunities I'm going to have in real life to do it, but with the X-Plane series, and I highly recommend that you check that one out, whether you like X-Plane or not. I think it's a decent simulator. It's not perfect, no, but there's a lot going for it. But at the end of each flight, I do a documentary of the location that I'm going to. So we'll be doing stuff, at each of these airports. It's almost as if I had a plane and actually flew somewhere, what would I do when I got there? It's kind of like what the documentary is. And that's going to allow me to experience a lot of these different places that I wouldn't be able to do in real life. I love traveling. I love seeing things and meeting people, and just seeing what's out there in the world. And sometimes life does not allow that, and that sucks. But this is the next best thing that I can do, and I don't want to keep it to myself. I want to share it with all of you. So I hope you like it. And as far as the old simulators, hey, they're just toys. I'm bringing them along for the ride. I don't want to leave them out. Figure, hey, let's go travel the world with these old simulators too, and bring back some memories and make some new ones with them, and just have fun. So that's the idea behind this whole series. It's very ambitious. This is going to go on for several years because we're not just flying from major airport to major airport, as you have already noticed. We are exploring. We are exploring around. We're not hitting every single airport. We'll never get this series done if we do that. I'll be old and decrepit by before we even make it. But at least I'm trying to hit airports that I find interesting, or maybe they're in some interesting areas, but in a way to where it kind of takes us through the whole state somewhat. And although we haven't gone all the way through Illinois yet, and we're just a little bit into Iowa, we will be coming back to these states and covering the rest of them. So no need to worry about that. But keep in mind that we are following the flight plan of the Commodore 64. And so if the airport is not listed in the Commodore 64, Flight Simulator 2 SubLogic, from SubLogic, then we're not doing it in the later simulators. We may do something like a touch and go real quickly and then head off, but the idea is we want these to match with whatever we're doing on the Commodore 64, so that way the flight plan is the same. Somewhat. I mean, once we get out of the U.S., because Hawaii, Japan, Western Europe, those are all covered by Flight Simulator 2. But after that, there's not. So we'll have to base our flights off of one of the other simulators, and that's going to be Flight Simulator 98. It's got coverage around the world. Yeah, true. Flight Simulator 2000's got more, but I think you see where I'm going with this. And I don't want to do Flight Simulator 5 because its coverage is relatively sparse. You can fly around the world with it, but that simulator is like, oh, well, here's one airport for you in the state of Iowa, or, you know, one airport, you know, in Montana or something. We got Billings for you, but, you know, you can't land anywhere else. That's not going to cut it. I don't want to. It's like I said, I want to fly and want to explore states, and just one airport in a state, nah. But Flight Simulator 98 should do the trick. So, all right. Well, that's enough preaching. Let's talk about. Let's not talk about. Yeah, we've already talked about where we're going. I get sidetracked very easily. Let's go ahead and get things turned on. How about that? All right. Looks like we're doing good. You know, it's interesting. This is... Whoa. I turned it off. This has been sitting on left the whole time. But take a look at our fuel gauge here. It's going evenly between them. It must be something in my realism settings. Here, let's take a look at our realism settings here. Okay, unlimited fuel, we have that turned off. I'm not really messing with the auto mixture. And you can see here that I've got detect crash on. Oh, we don't have gyro drift on there. Let's do that and manual lights control. These, I haven't, you know, considering that I'm working with a keyboard, I'm not going to try to change this. I do more of the realistic flight model on X-Plane. It's going to be more realistic on FSX and X-Plane, so I'll concern, you know, the realism with that, and these old simulators are just, you know, more for fun. Let's get our radios turned on. And we're going to want to go and open our flight plan. You don't really have to do this for IFR plans. Oops. It says to do it with VFR, but the option's there for IFR, so hey, why not?
Radio Mooney 1-3 Foxtrot. Would you please open my IFR flight plan at this time?
Mooney 1-3 Foxtrot. Roger. We'll open your flight plan at 4-2.
Mooney 1-3 Foxtrot. Roger, thank you.
All right. Now let's go to clearance 121.70.
Clearance Mooney 1-3 Foxtrot. On the ramp, IFR with information. Kilo.
Roger, Mooney 1-3 Foxtrot. Cleared as filed. Fly runway heading. Maintain 4,000. Expect 5,000. 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 2317. Departure frequency 118.905.
Clearance, American 232.
I like how they step in on my conversations.
American 2-3.
Two can play at that
Roger.
game.
Flight runway heading maintain 4000. Squawk 2317.
Oh, 17.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Read that correct. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Roger. 121.9er. Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Good day.
There we are. Okay, come on.
Ground. Mooney 13 Foxtrot. On the ramp. IFR with information.
Sometimes you have to do it a
Ready to
couple of
taxi.
times.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Taxi to runway 6.
6. All right.
Ground. Air Canada 314 at the terminal with information. Kilo.
Air
That's going to cut them off, but that's okay. We didn't want to listen to them anyway. Oh, you know what? I just saw a keyboard shortcut for that. Instead of having to do the menus, right here, new view, shift, and the right bracket. Sorry, the right bracket. All right. Let's try to remember doing that. Runway 6. That's this one right here. Okay, so if we go this way and out, we'll pass this runway, and yep, we'll be set. All right. What was that? Shift, and then. Well, we don't want two of them open, so we're gonna have to right-click in order to close them. Now, I wonder. I always forget which ones have pushback and which ones don't. Let's see if we can do it on this one.
Ground. Delta 753. Request altimeter setting.
Okay, this one does not have pushback.
Delta 753. Altimeter is 2981.
Roger 2981. Delta 753.
Ground control, Commander 89er Yankee is clear of the runway. Request taxi to terminal.
Commander 89er Yankee. Taxi to terminal.
Oh.
Roger, Commander 89er Yankee.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like this in real life, but there's
Ground.
way
Delta
too many of
59er.
these sticks.
Request altimeter setting.
There's way
Delta
too many of these little
59er,
sticks.
Altimeter
I almost
is
said ticks.
2981.
They're all over
Roger
the place.
29er. Delta 59er.
If they were like factory smokestacks or something, that'd be different. But these things are like, they're all over the place. I don't think that's like that in real life. I could be wrong. But they seem to be all over the place in Flight Simulator 2000.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Contact tower on 118.1.
118.1. See, they're doing that because I'm close to the runway.
Ground control, Continental 415 is clear of the runway. Request taxi to terminal.
118 point.
Continental 415.
I have to be careful because I don't want to request taxi, because if you do an initial check-in, it's like ready to taxi to runway, But we don't want that.
654 at 5,000. Squawking 2675. With information, Kilo.
We want initial check-in ready for
654,
takeoff is what we
report
want.
3 miles north of the airport.
A lot of these controls you
Roger,
do
report 3
control.
north of the airport. United 654.
You do control, shift, and then a number, and the numbers correspond to what the commands are. So, in this case, it's control, shift, and 6.
Tower, Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot, runway 6, ready for takeoff.
Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot, runway 6. Hold your position.
Roger, Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot.
Control, shift, and then the tilde key, and the was it bottom accent mark or whatever, which is to the left of the 1, and above the tab key. Control, shift, and that key will do like Roger. Now you don't have to say do Roger a lot, but I do it out of habit because sometimes
Mooney, 1-3,
sometimes it doesn't go to the
runway
next step.
6, cleared for takeoff. Fly runway heading.
Roger, cleared for takeoff. Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot.
Sometimes it doesn't seem to go to the next step until you acknowledge them.
Continental 574, wind check.
Continental 574, winds steady 045 at 5.
Roger, Continental 574.
I think I'm getting better at flying this thing. So like when turning, before I get to the direction that I want to face, that's when I stop my turn, and it kind of like glides right into position instead of overshooting. When I was first flying this plane, oh my goodness, it was like overshooting this way and that way, and but after all these flights, I'm actually getting better at this plane. All right, we are good to go.
TWA 29er 5 at 5,000, squawking 5303.
TWA 29er 5, enter right downwind, winds steady 045 at 5, altimeter is 29er 81.
Roger, right downwind, TWA 29er 5. Tower northwest, 9er 32, wind check.
Northwest,
All
9er
right.
32, winds steady 045
Autopilot
at
on.
5.
Gear up.
Roger.
Mooney 1-3, Foxtrot,
Huh.
contact departure on 118.9er 5.
I thought I had the flaps down. That's weird.
Roger, 118.9er 5, Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot. Good day.
I was pretty sure I had those flaps down for takeoff.
Departure, Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot. Out of 1,500 for 4,000 IFR.
Roger, Mooney 1-3, Foxtrot, radar contact.
Whoops. I always do that. My hand's resting on the mouse and my like finger twitches or something.
Mooney 1-3, Foxtrot, resume mode navigation. Climb and maintain 5,000.
Alright, so they want us to go to 5,000 then.
Departure. Airframe 82 is with you. Out of 4,000 for 8,000.
Air France 82, climb and maintain 9,000 turns.
We're going to
left
tune
heading,
in the
0,
Dubuque.
0.
It's
Out of
115.8.
8,000 for 9,000. Understand 090. Airframe 82.
Well, that should be the right frequency. Oh, okay. I've got a shelf set up over here now for my flight simulator stuff. Some of it. There's going to be a lot more. But yeah, I'm totally taking this. I'm totally taking this seriously. And you know, and since we're going to be flying all over the world, and we're going to be doing this for a few years, there's a lot of stuff that we can do during flights. You know, I can read through manuals and all kinds of stuff. All right, so I've got this. This is the strategy guide for Flight Simulator 5.1, but in the back, in the appendices, or you know, appendix and whatever, it's got a list of, you know, the airports and NDB stations and stuff like that. So since we're going to this, essentially we're hitting the same airports with the, oh, I don't need to check. I don't need to check it because the DME came up finally. I was going to check it though and see. The that 5.1 book I got is really good. Because it's got a list of the airports back there. That's what I'm saying. That's how I know that there's like only one airport in Iowa. So you may be thinking, okay, so how are you doing Flight Simulator 5 with if it has not as much coverage? That's simple.
Departure Northwest
I'm either
233 is with you out of 4,000, 8,000.
Either I'm looking for the airports that someone's created, or I can create them myself. Oh.
Roger, out of 8,000, 9,000.
Not
Understand 240 Northwest
got the
233.
manual out. So this right here, Scenery and Object Designer, I can easily, well, not easily, but I can make my own airports and stuff. You want to talk about easy? Oh my goodness, Flight Simulator 4 with the aircraft designer. Okay, this right here. Right, this is the aircraft scenery designer. Oh, it is so easy to make scenery with it. Because all you have to do is you go to the place that you want to go, and you basically you set down the things that you're going to use. So wherever you happen to be sitting, it's like, okay, I want to put a runway there, and it will place the runway. And so you just move yourself, you move your plane around, and it will automatically put you on slew mode. You just move around and you just drop the objects that you want. Talk about easy. And that's Flight Simulator 4. Flight Simulator 5, you have to go into DOS, and you have to go into the DOS program, and it's a lot more complicated, I think. It's not as easy as Flight Simulator 4. So and I haven't done any custom things with it yet, but I will be soon.
TWA 475 is with you out of 4,000, 8,000.
Because I've tried downloading airports that people have created.
475, climb and maintain.
They don't seem to be working for some reason.
080.
Roger, out of 8,000, 11,000. Understand 080 TWA 475.
Flight Simulator 4 has only got one directory, and that's the main directory. It doesn't have any subdirectories, so you just install to that directly. So why it doesn't work? I don't know. I need to reach out to maybe some other Flight Sim 4 players and see what I might be doing wrong.
Mooning 13 Foxtrot. Turn left heading 090. 5 join Victor 100.
I already am.
Departure.
Whoops.
210
Yeah, I'm
Delta
already am.
378.
Roger. Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
He was saying left. That's okay, but I mean, I am kind of joining the... You see? It's like, hey, look! Hi!
Radar service terminated. Squawk
Hi!
00, change
Ah! Anyway,
Roger. Commander 867 Yankee. Good day.
would it be realistic if I just put my head right here? Hi, I am right in front of the control panel, staring at it. Or should I turn the other way? I don't know. Let's go ahead and get a spot plane view. What do you think about that?
Departure, American, Niner, 58 is with you out of 5,004, 8,000. American, Niner, 58, climb and maintain, 9,000, turn, left heading, 0, Niner, 0. Roger, out of 8,004, 9,000, understand, 0, Niner, 0, American, Niner, 58.
Always nice to get some outside views. We've got a good pace going, I think. I have our speed under control. Quite a few flights before this one, it's like speed is like way up here and the yellow 160, 180 knots.
Departure.
Flying way out of control.
Level at 9,000. Mooning 458 Lima. Roger.
Let's see. Oh, hey, boy. What are you doing down there? One of my kitties is down here. Would you come over here for attention? Is that it? Yeah. Ah. Okay, so I am looking to complete some collections here so that way we can make use of them. I have these here. These are the Apollo collections. I've got number 1, which is the Airbus family, and I have number 4, which is business jets. I need 3.
13 Foxtrot. Turn left heading 0, Niner, 5.
Kind of already am.
Roger. Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
Departure, King Air, Niner 80 Alpha, level at 7,500.
So I don't have volume 2 and 3.
0, Alpha.
Number
Roger.
2 is the Boeing family, and 3 is the Great Airlines. And I want to be able to get these because I'm going to get the FS traffic installed on Flight Simulator 2000 so we can start having some air traffic in this guy. And you have to convert aircraft to work with it, and any aircraft that has movable parts will not work, which means probably a lot of the default Flight Simulator 2000 aircraft probably will not convert, but these flight shop ones might. I haven't tried it yet because these are brand new, never opened. But I'm hoping they do, because this will allow me to get all these different types of planes and stuff into the game. And this is mainly for Flight Sim 5 and 98. Hi, boy. My boy Shadow's up here on the desk with me. Huh. You want to say hi to everyone? I'll turn my camera so you guys can see him. You see him down there? Maybe not. We got his paw right here.
Departure, Learjet 16, Mike, level at 6,500. Learjet 16, Mike, roger.
He likes to come up here and then he rolls upside down and just looks at me. So I kind of wrap my arm around him and pet his belly, and then he rests his head on my arm. Just kind of like what he's doing right now. You know, I'm paying attention to you, but I'm not even paying attention to the people that are watching this video. But you don't care, do you?
Departure, TWA 213 is with you out of 5,000 for 10,000. TWA 213, climb and maintain 12,000, turn right heading 210. Roger, out of 10,000 for 12,000.
He's a sweetie.
210. TWA
He's also a bit of a
213.
snot at times too, aren't you?
Departure Northwest 536 is with you out of 4,000 for 7,000.
Northwest 536, climb and maintain 10,000, turn left heading to 90.
What you gonna do now?
Roger, out of
Here, do you want me to move that cup?
10,000. Understand.
And then you can lay down right here.
Northwest 536.
Instead of over here where my mouse is at, because I need that. You're gonna rub yourself against my hand. That's what you're gonna do. Did you mark it? Is it yours now? Wanted to show you guys something. I need to pull it out here. Oh, let's see. Someone decided to stand right here, right here in front of the keyboard. Sometimes he likes to walk on the keyboard. Huh. Say hi, Shadow.
Mooning 13 Foxtrot, contact Chicago Center on 125.575.
12, hold on, we better write that down. 125.575 or something like that.
Mooning 13 Foxtrot, contact Chicago Center on 125.575.
Okay, your tail is in my way. Whoops.
Roger, 125.575, mooning 13 Foxtrot. Good day.
Let's see if we can get it here. 125. We'll try that one first. You're cleaning my hand. I need that. Now you're going to clean my face. You see him. He's still got... Okay, well that apparently didn't work. Let's try this. I hate this because it... let's go to the comms here. Aircraft, communications, 125.575.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Maintain 10,000.
10,000. What?
Chicago Center, Mooney 13 Foxtrot is with you at 5,000 IFR.
I'm not going to go to
Roger,
10,000.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Maintain 095. Vectors for the visual runway 36 approach.
36 approach.
Roger, Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
Okay, what are you doing? So I do have some stuff for Flight Simulator 2000 to help enhance our flight. ProFlight 2000 is one of them. I absolutely had to get ProFlight 2000. I didn't have it originally. But I did have ProFlight 98, which is like a must-have for that simulator. You absolutely have to have that program. And I didn't fly Flight Simulator 2000 very much. This series that I'm doing right now, this is the most that I've actually flown. FS 2000. Boy, you are like not in the best of places right here. Say hello. Say hello. And move over here.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Contact approach on 127.0.
127.0.
Roger, 127.0, Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Good day. Approach Mooney 13 Foxtrot is with you at 5,000 IFR.
Roger, Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Mooney 13 Foxtrot. Maintain 095. Vectors for the visual. Runway 36 approach.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, this is the most that I've flown this particular simulator. And Flight Simulator 2002, I hadn't at all until this simulator. So I pretty much went from this one to Flight Simulator 2004. And with that one, I got what's called ProFlight Emulator, which emulates ProFlight 2000, but allows you to use it on FS9 and FSX. So with that, I knew that I absolutely had to get ProFlight 2000 for Flight Simulator 2000. But I also got these. This is Airport 2000. And I've got Volume 1 and Volume 2. And this says like this is optimized for Flight Simulator 2000 and it's Flight Simulator 98 compatible. So most likely we'll be using it on both. But so like the
Approach, come here, 384 at 5,000, squawking.
just to give you an idea,
521.
I don't have this installed yet, but we'll have it installed when we get to these airports.
Left, heading 120.
So this has got London Heathrow, Barcelona, Nice Côte d'Azur, or you say Nice. I think it's Nice, N-I-C-E, Amsterdam, Boston, Miami, and Chicago O'Hare. And I've mentioned in one of our previous flights that we are going to be heading back in the direction of Chicago O'Hare. And one of those reasons is because when I got this and saw what was on it, I'm like, yeah, we got to go back and check this out with Flight Simulator 2000. And I have another one here too. Where's Volume 1 at? So we can take a look at that one. Oh, sitting right next to it. See, and I haven't opened this up yet. It's still sealed, brand new in the box. Volume 1. Fully optimized for Flight Simulator 2000. So this one, and it comes with planes too. And again, I don't know if these are going to work in
Approach
FS traffic.
650 at 7,000.
But this has got
2227.
Brussels in Belgium,
Come here.
Frankfurt in
650,
Germany,
Send and maintain 3,000. Turn left, heading 210.
France. It's got Paris Charles de Gaulle, and
Roger,
Japan,
down to 3,000.
Tokyo.
Turn 210. Come here. 650.
And for the United States, we got JFK, Atlanta, and Los Angeles International. Yeah, so some stuff there that we can make use of. Is this good for Flight Simulator 2000, I wonder? Nope, that's just 98. Yeah, you're stretched out here on the table. I can't even get to my mouse. Now, yeah, I can't get to my mouse. See? Look at him. Where is he? There he is. He's like stretched out here.
Approach northwest 164 at 7,000. Squawking 2753.
Northwest 164. Descend and maintain 3,000.
Roger. Down
Be careful.
to 3,000 northwest.
You want to fall off the table there.
164.
Are you going to give me my mouse back? The story behind Shadow, and he's got two brothers that we also have. We took in a cat.
Approach TWA 526. Level at 9,000.
She was pregnant.
TWA 52.
Very
Roger.
sweetheart of a cat too. Very pretty. Had a lot of different colors on her. We named her Autumn, and it's hot in the middle of the summer, and we wanted to care for her so that way she's not giving birth to her kittens, you know, in the heat. And the minute we took her in, like the next day she gave birth, and she had 5 kittens. There were 3 boys and 2 girls. The 2 girls, one was all white, which we called Snowball. And then there was a boy and a girl that looked very similar to each other, close to their mother, but very beautiful cats. One of them we named Spice, and then the other one had white on the tip of her tail, and we called her Sugar. And then the other boys, there was one that was completely orange. Your tail is dangerous. One that's completely orange, and his name is Julius. I've actually... No, don't you... Now you're being a snot. Yeah. So there's Julius, and he was a mama's boy. And I've actually shown him on one of my flights. I can't remember. I think it might have been on Flight Simulator 4. And then the last one, and he was actually the first one. He was the first one born, and that's Shadow. And we named him Shadow just mainly because of his color, because he's got he's very gray, but he lives up to his name too. He likes hiding under covers. He likes going underneath the bed, and I know some cats like to do that, but there's something about him compared to the other ones to where he likes to be in the shadows. So it's just kind of weird that it kind of turned out that way. But we gave away the 2 girls. but we have the 3 boys. And so we have them, and they're about, I think, like 3 years old. But we have 2 other cats that are older. We have Talia, which I've shown her on the world tour. She's in here most of the day. We have to keep her separate so that way the boys aren't bothering her. But she's going on 18 years, and she's still pretty strong. She's still a spry cat. She did have a sister who did pass away a couple of years ago. Her kidney and liver failed, and we miss her dearly. She was a sweetheart of a cat. And then we have another one that is about 3 to 4 years younger than Talia, and she's all black. She's an all black cat, Talia is. But the one that is about 3 to 4 years younger is this big, white, fat, fluffy cat. We named her Ginger because she's got these little ginger-colored spots on her, so I called her Ginger. And I don't think I'll ever be able to show her on the show because she does not like being picked up. She does not like being picked up at all.
Air Canada 290, turn left, heading 240.
I mean, do you know the typical pissed off kitty where it's like, that's her. If you try to pick her up, oh my word, she'll just wiggle and she'll scratch you something fierce. Alright, the airport is coming up. Are they going to vector us around here?
Approach. Air Canada 908, level at 7,000.
Air Canada 908, roger.
The Mississippi River should be out there. Going to move our viewpoint down a little bit.
Mooney 13 Foxtrot, turn right heading 215.
Roger, right 215, Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
Alright, I'm back. Sometimes he gets a little troublemaking when he wants to leave the room. The room that I'm in is mostly closed off from the house because Talia is in here, and so she can be in here without being bothered by the other cats. But in the evening, she sleeps with my daughter.
Approach United
in her room.
657, level at 10,000.
United 657, roger.
Okay, so we should see the airport over here somewhere. There it is. Right here. Okay, we're not downwind to 3-6. We'll turn ourselves this way. Mississippi should be right out here. Mississippi River. Now, like I was saying, as far as all the small little airports, you know, how we're not sitting there hitting every single small airport. I mean, let me turn off my face cam. I mean, there's like an airport right here.
Approach Gulfstream 722
IA30.
level at 6,500.
I think this is it, right here.
Gulfstream 722 Oscar, roger.
I mean, we wouldn't have much of a flight if we're sitting there, you know, hopping like that. So I try to get a little bit of distance within reason on some of these flights.
13 Foxtrot, turn right heading 180.
I am going 180. Wait a minute, do I need to... Okay. Gyro drift.
Roger. Right to 180. Mooney 13 Foxtrot.
But yeah, see, look at all those airports there. To sit there and try to visit every single one of them... Oh, by the way, this line here is the Mississippi. Is crazy. And all of those airports are not in the Commodore 64, so what is there is it's decently spaced out. Now, for those of you, if I want to say this, if there is
Approach UPS 744 level at 7,000.
an airport at your hometown,
UPS 744, roger.
or some particular place that I didn't go to, let's say that one airport right there, which is IA. Is that really IA30 or is it A30?
208 at 7,000, squawking 5022.
I think it's A30.
Delta 208, descend and maintain 3,000, turn left heading 080.
Roger, down to 3,000, turn 080.
So let's say that
208.
you lived in that area and you're like, dude, man, Killer Gamer, how come you didn't land at my airport? If that's the case, if we're flying around an area and we passed an airport that you had wished that we had landed at, let me know in the comments. And what we can do is we'll do a flight back with another aircraft, like we'll say like a jetliner or, you know, business jet or something like that. It'll be like a side quest. We'll head back and check out the airport. We'll do the same thing in X-Plane, and we'll check out the town and everything. And then we will take that flight and go right back to where we left off.
Approach US Air 455 level at 6,000.
So don't feel that your hometown is going to be left out.
Roger.
You know, if you really want us to check out your hometown, then just let me know, and if we passed it, then we'll fly back and catch it. Now, if you're in, like we're here in Illinois, if you're saying like, hey, I hope you come check us out over here in Africa, we'll be heading that direction, but I can't sit there and make all these side quests
at 5,000, walking 3175.
that are going to take hours and stuff.
FedEx 892, turn left heading 070.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Roger,
If it's a major
070,
airport,
FedEx 892.
little airports I don't think so, but major airports, you know, let's say that you was, hey, come check us out in London. We are going to be flying to London, but you know, we may do like an airline flight or something. You know, once we get to a major airport, we'll say, all right, let's go ahead and take a side quest, and we'll go fly out to London to say hi to such and such viewer. you know, or Africa, you know, whatever the case it may
Approach
be.
Delta, Niner, 5, Niner, at
And then we'll fly
6,000.
back to continue our
Mooney,
airport
1-3
hopping.
Foxtrot. Turn left heading 090.
Okay, 090. So we're flying base, turning base.
Roger. Left 2, 090, Mooney, 1-3 Foxtrot.
I know I've complained about how some of the colors and textures look and FS2000 because it looks like it's like CGA graphics sometimes. I should say maybe more EGA or VGA. You know, where it's like there should be a lot of colors, but there's not. It's got color banding and stuff. But I have a computer that turned on behind me. I was like looking at these.
KLM 450.
This kind of looks. I like the colors and the textures.
Turn left heading 060. Mooney, 1-3 Foxtrot. Descend and maintain 4,500.
4,500. All right.
Roger. Out of 5,000, 4,500. Mooney, 1-3 Foxtrot.
I think we should be going.
Approach Delta 323 at 7,000, squawking 4675.
I hit the wrong key.
Delta 323. Descend and maintain 3,000.
Roger, down to 3,000, Delta 323.
That's not in line with the airport. We're going to go this way.
Aztec 733 Bravo. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Roger, Aztec 733 Bravo. Good day.
I'm going to turn our autopilot off here. I'm going to start our descent. Alright, it wants our gear down. That's the landing gear warning. I was like, oh, you got your flaps down. You better put your landing gown down too. Okay, you can shut off now. I like this color.
Hamza 906, level at 10,000.
I think that's the autumn texture we're looking at there. Pretty soon we will be heading into the winter season.
Approach U.S. Air 898 at 6,000, squawking 3435.
U.S. Air 898. Turn left heading 210.
Roger, turn to 10, U.S. Air 898.
Eight miles from the airport. Well, that's definitely not it in front of us, so. The wind is blowing us in one direction. I don't know if you noticed that. I have it centered, but then it's blowing us over to the right. I see the airport. It's right up here.
approach, Continental 656 at 6,000, squawking 7634.
Continental 656, descend and maintain 5,000.
Roger, down to 5,000, Continental 656.
We might be fighting some wind on the way down here. Okay, let's tune in the tower and check in with them. Tower is 119.5, because I definitely don't want to sit here and wait.
Vectors for the visual, runway 36 approach.
What's our check-in for landing? Oh, there it is.
Tower, Mooney, 13, Foxtrot, 6 miles to the south at 3,500 IFR, landing.
Mooney 13, Foxtrot, winds 060 at 5, altimeter is 2981, cleared to land, runway 36.
Yeah, it's definitely blowing us in that direction. Here's 060, it's blowing us this way. We're a little high up, because you can see the white over white on the indicators over here. I keep forgetting what they're called. I want to say the Vossi indicators. I don't know if that's right. I'll tell you what, let's look it up when we get down
Northwest 887,
down on the ground.
Contact departure on 127.05.
So this is also
Roger,
a learning.
127.05, Northwest 887.
This is a learning experience for me also. So I'm going to be learning and growing.
Continental 287,
With Flight
contact
Simulator.
departure on 127.05.
So no,
Roger, 127.05, Continental 287.
these series they're not meant to be like perfect flights and stuff. There's plenty of videos out there if you're looking for, you know, like cinematic flights.
Tower,
And
Katana 923, Victor at 3,000, squawking 1200.
whoops.
Katana 923, Victor, report 3 miles east of the airport.
Roger, report 3 east of the airport. Katana 923, Victor.
We're just playing and having a good time. That's what we're doing. You know what? For not having my control pad, I am not doing too bad so far. Alright, Dubuque. We are still way too high. Let's get down in elevation here.
US Air 650, contact departure on 127.05. Roger, 127.05, US Air 650.
We are coming in. I'm going to add some throttle here. I'm going to control our descent. There we go.
Tower, KLM 960, ready for takeoff, request east, departure.
Red over white, that's what we're looking
KLM
for.
960, cleared for takeoff, east, departure approved.
Roger, cleared for takeoff, KLM 960.
Yeah, the wind is blowing me over, in case you're wondering why I'm rocking back and forth.
Tower, Fairchild, 719er, Lima, request the option. Fairchild, 719er, Lima, cleared for the option. Roger, cleared to land. Fairchild, 719er, Lima.
Okay, let's not make this an ugly landing here. Come on. Down on the ground. There we go.
Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot. Contact ground on 121.8 when clear of the active.
Yeah, we got one right here.
US Air 57, contact departure on 127.05.
Ground 121.80.
Roger, 127.0.
What is the control? Is it 5? Yes. Control shift 5.
Ground, Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot. Clear of the active runway.
Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot. Taxi to terminal.
You're almost a pro. Oh, apparently there's something about my
Ground
altitude
control,
I didn't like.
Northwest, 983 is clear of the runway. Request taxi to terminal.
Northwest 9er 83, taxi to terminal.
Roger, Northwest, 983.
I was like looking where do we want to taxi at? I guess we'll taxi at over there. Well, the left fuel gauge is down lower than the right, but they are still... See, I got the fuel... You can't select it on both, which
Ground,
is strange to me.
5-9er,
But it's over on left,
altimeter setting.
and the left one is a little lower
American
than right,
859er,
but...
India. Altimeter is 29er81.
Roger, 29er 81, American 859er, India.
One of the beacons are sticking through the... I think that's an altitude problem there. Like it's not sitting flush with the actual ground. It's like we're looking under the ground. We won't get gas yet.
Continental 118 at the terminal with information. Lima.
There's some buildings over there. Let's go park over there.
118, taxi to runway and hold.
Roger, Continental 118.
Okay, come on.
Ground, come air, 470. At the terminal with information, Lima.
Comair 470, taxi to runway and hold.
Roger, come air, 470.
I think we'll park right here. Looks good.
Radio, Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot is on the ground. Would you close my IFR flight plan at this time?
Mooney, 1-3, Foxtrot. Roger, we'll close out your flight plan at 4-5.
Alright, sounds good. Radio
Flight
off.
service, Northwest 716 on 122.
Change that first. Well, here we are, Dubuque, Iowa, along the Mississippi. All right. Well, we're gonna have a neat flight on the next one. We're gonna be doing a VFR flight with the Mississippi, and I'm not going to use ProFlight 2000. We're going to give that one a break, and we'll be playing this on Windows 7 instead of Windows 98. So the graphics should look a little better, not much better, but it should look a little better, more smoothed out as far as these little square tile texture things are concerned. But I don't know, I'm getting kind of used to actually looking at this now, but the runways still look ugly. Anyways, thanks for joining me, and be sure to check this flight out on the other simulators, as always, and I will see you on the next flight. Don't miss it. It'll be good. Don't forget that we're doing this same flight in the other simulators, so check those out if you'd like to make some comparisons or just relive some of those old fun memories of the past. Be sure to subscribe to be notified of future flight simulator content, and thanks very much for watching.